Basically, I'm going to give you an overview of tourism industry performance in Ghana. And in doing so, can you please move to the next one?
This one.
Yeah, so basically we'll talk about Ghana. As you are aware, Ghana and Malaysia, we had our independence around the same time in 1957. Ghana's tourism industry continues to grow until in 2020 when we had this COVID-19 pandemic. In terms of products, we have heritage tourism, which is based on our heritage attractions, the historical monuments like the Cape Coast and Elmina castles. And also another major product is the ecological tourism, which is also based on the various national parks that we have in Ghana and other ecological sites. And then we have cultural tourism. Ghana is a very culturally diverse, country. And because of that, you have a number of cultural attractions, including festivals and other rites of passage, which is all year round. If you look at the number of festivals that we have in Ghana, it's like every day there is a festival happening somewhere. And then another major product, which is growing rapidly, is business tourism. And here we are talking about meetings, conferences, conventions, and other events. And if you look at the pie chart on my right, you realize that about 53% of our tourists come to Ghana because of meetings and other events. Let's move to the next slide, please. Yes, so in terms of the numbers, the statistics, everything points to the fact that Ghana was doing well until we had the COVID-19 pandemic. In terms of contribution to GDP, tourism contributes about 5%, which is 3.3 million US dollars to the Ghanaian economy. And that is quite significant. In terms of employment, some 623,000 jobs, which is also 5.2% of our total employment. And this is also significant considering the fact that the Ghanaian economy is basically agrarian. So most of the jobs are in the agricultural sector. And in terms of contribution to foreign exchange earnings, tourism is the fourth highest foreign exchange earner for Ghana. And it comes after gold, cocoa, and remittances. I know Ghana is noted for its gold and cocoa, but tourism also brings in a significant, foreign revenue. Now, in terms of competitiveness, again, the World Travel and Tourism Council has ranked Ghana 115 out of 140 countries. Now, if you look at the picture in Africa, we are rated as the 17th. And I believe this will even become better if things, become normal. Let's move to the next slide, please. Yeah, so this is just to show you the trajectory of growth in tourist arrivals from 2005, where we had 392.5, thousand arrivals, and it kept growing, in leaps and bounds, until 2015, 2016, where there was a slump because of the Ebola, virus. And this is significant because COVID-19 is also an infectious disease. And you realize that it always has a toll on tourist arrivals. Even with the Ebola, where we didn't record even a single case in Ghana, you realize that tourist arrivals declined. So with COVID-19, we are fearing the worst, but we are all praying that things will get better. And so I didn't include 2019 because the figures have not been confirmed, but it is over 1 million, tourist arrivals. And I'll tell you why in 2019 there was a significant increase in tourist arrivals. Please move to the next slide. Yeah, so the tourism receipts has also followed the same trajectory when it comes to our tourism receipts. There has been a growth again from 2005 all the way to 2018. In 2019, we are being told that tourism raked in about 3 billion, US dollars. And if you compare that with 2018, which was 2.6 billion, you realize that there has still been an increase. Please, let's move on. I believe you agree with me that hotels represent the tangible manifestation of tourism development. And there has been a significant growth in the number of hotels and also the quality of hotels. You realize that from 2015 to 2018, as you can see from the bar chart, both in terms of the absolute numbers of hotels, the number of rooms, and the number of beds, there has been a consistent, increase. Even in 2016, when tourist arrivals declined, there was still an increase in the number of hotels. And so over the past 5 years or so, we have seen a number of high quality multinational hotels coming onto the scene, the likes of Kempinski, the likes of Holiday Inn, the likes of Hilton have all come to set up here in Ghana. And that is quite significant because the Ghana tourism industry depends essentially on inbound tourism. And most of them come for meetings and other events. So these hotels will really help with the growth of the industry. Please, let's move on. Next slide, please. Yeah, so 2019 was the year of return. And this was a year-long program, which was targeted at the Blacks in the diaspora, African Americans, the African Caribbeans, African Europeans. It was a year-long event that was dedicated to commemorating the 400 years of enslavement of Africans in the US. The first batch of slaves who arrived in Jamestown, Virginia, in the US. And so the target was to bring these ancestors, or if you like, the descendants of these slaves back to Ghana so that they could reconnect with their kith and kin. And so throughout the year, there were a number of events. Over 70 major events were held, including Afro Nation, Panafest, Afrochella. A number of high-profile African Americans from Hollywood visited the country, the likes of Ilhan Omar, a US Senator, Samuel Jackson, and the rest. And what was significant, that they helped to promote Ghana because they were sharing pictures and images of their experiences in Ghana on their social media platforms. And that reignited the need for African Americans and other Blacks to visit Ghana. And so CNN actually ranked Ghana among the top 10 destinations to visit in 2019. Please, let's move on to the next slide. And so now let's talk about the impact of COVID-19 on Ghana's tourism industry. And to put it in a better perspective, I would say that we are talking about two different years, 2019 and 2020. 2019 was a year of return and a lot of activities went on. 2020, I would describe it as the year of reverse because it is actually negating most of the gains that we made in 2019. In 2019, as a result of the year of return, tourism receipts were over 3 billion US dollars. The average expenditure per tourist also increased, which meant that the tourists were actually spending more than they used to do in 2018 from $2,931. And then in terms of international arrivals too, our tourist arrivals increased to 1.13 million, which was 27% increase from the 2018 figure. And that is also quite significant. In December, most of the upscale hotels in Accra were having 100% occupancy. I mean, you couldn't even get a room if you wanted to, go to Accra. Hotels were fully booked, and the other businesses along the tourism value chain, the handicraft sellers, the restaurants, event organizers, were all cashing in on the year of return. And because of the success of the year of return, the government of Ghana decided to build upon that. So 2020 and beyond was dubbed Beyond the Return, which was actually going to consolidate the gains that we had made in the year of return. Then all of a sudden, bam, COVID-19 hits us and throws everything out of gear. So as I talk to you now, the 2020 Beyond the Return is in limbo. Our airports have been closed since the 22nd of March. All our borders have been closed. And this is a country that depends on inbound tourism. So tourism is virtually at a standstill. Our airports and our borders are closed. International travel has ceased. Major airlines have suspended their flights to Ghana. So nothing is happening. Although the hotels are still operating, you realize that the occupancy rate has dropped sharply. Before the COVID-19, the average occupancy rate was about 70%. Now we are talking about less than 30%, sometimes as low as 5%. Some of the hotels have even closed down and they have asked their staff to go home. According to the Ghana Tourism Federation, which is the umbrella organization of all tourism businesses in Ghana, over 800,000 jobs have been lost. So these are people who have lost their jobs. The beaches have been closed. Nightclubs have been closed. Major events have been canceled. The Kwewu Easter and Paragliding Festival was a major event in Easter. It was canceled. And so our industry is really under serious stress. And we are expecting that as the restrictions are being eased, we would have to come up with a strategy to recover. And I believe that will be the topic for our next discussion. So when it gets there, I will also offer my recommendations. Thank you very much for the opportunity.